Most people believe that getting older simply means getting weaker, but science suggests that frailty is not an inevitable part of aging. The difference between independence and reliance often comes down to maintaining specific physical capabilities that we tend to ignore until they vanish. Your body is a complex machine, and like any machine, it has specific warning lights that flash before a total system failure. We have identified 5 critical movements that serve as the ultimate diagnostic test for your biological age versus your chronological age. These tests are not just exercises. They are predictors of longevity, cognitive health, and your ability to live without assistance later on. Let us begin with the first capability, a deceptively simple movement that reveals the true horsepower of your lower body engine. The first test is the ability to stand up from a seated position on a chair without using your hands for support. This movement specifically targets the quadriceps, the massive muscles in your thighs that act as the primary drivers for your mobility. When you struggle to perform this action, it indicates a significant loss of muscle mass, a condition medically known as sarcopenia. Research has shown a direct correlation between the inability to rise from a chair and a higher risk of early mortality. If you need to push off the armrests, your legs have already lost the baseline strength required to carry your own weight. Fortunately, the quadriceps are incredibly responsive to training, even in your 80s, allowing you to regain this crucial ability quickly. By practicing sit-to-stand repetitions daily, you signal your body to rebuild muscle tissue that has atrophied due to a sedentary lifestyle. Make this a daily habit. Every time you stand up from the dinner table or the sofa, refuse to use your hands. This simple act of defiance against gravity builds a foundation of strength that protects you from falls and keeps you mobile. Now we move to the second capability, which tests something far more complex than just muscle strength, your brain and balance connection. The second test requires you to walk backward for 10 steps in a straight line, placing toe directly behind your heel. This is not a circus trick. It is a neurological stress test that forces your brain to operate without visual cues. Walking backward engages the cerebellum, the part of your brain responsible for coordination, spatial awareness, and fine motor control. Difficulty with this task is often one of the earliest markers of cognitive decline, appearing long before memory issues surface. When you remove the ability to see where you are going, your brain must rely entirely on the vestibular system and proprioception. Your inner ear works overtime during this movement to keep you upright, integrating data faster than a supercomputer processing information. If you cannot do this today, start by practicing in a hallway where you can touch the walls for safety and support. This exercise effectively rewires your brain, creating new neural pathways that enhance your agility and reduce the risk of disastrous falls. Practicing on different surfaces like grass or carpet adds another layer of difficulty, further sharpening your neurological response systems. We proceed to the third capability, which assesses the structural integrity and flexibility of your posterior chain and lower back. The third test is the classic toe touch, standing with legs straight and bending forward to touch your toes without pain. This is not just about yoga. It measures the flexibility of your hamstrings and the health of your lower lumbar spine. Tight hamstrings pull on your pelvis, tilting it improperly and causing chronic lower back pain that limits your daily movement. Arterial stiffness often correlates with body stiffness. Keeping your body flexible may actually help keep your arteries flexible and healthy. If you cannot touch your toes yet, do not force it. Instead, practice gentle, progressive stretching every single morning and evening. You can modify this by sitting on the floor and reaching forward, which reduces the strain on your lower back immediately. Regaining this flexibility restores your posture, allowing you to walk taller and breathe deeper by opening up your chest cavity. The goal is not to become a gymnast, but to maintain the range of motion necessary to put on your own shoes. The fourth capability is perhaps the most statistically significant predictor of all-cause mortality in older adults, according to recent studies. Test number 4 requires you to stand on one leg for 30 seconds without holding on to anything or putting your foot down. Balance is a complex skill that degrades rapidly if unused. Standing on one leg forces your body to recalibrate constantly. Your brain receives inputs from your eyes, joints, and inner ear. then sends micro adjustments to your ankle muscles to stabilize. Studies have shown that individuals who cannot hold this pose for 10 seconds have a 3 times higher risk of dying. This inability suggests a systemic breakdown in the body's communication network, hinting at underlying neurological or cardiovascular issues deeply hidden. The best way to train this is habit stacking. Stand on one leg while brushing your teeth every single morning and night. Ensure you train both sides equally, as asymmetry and balance can lead to hip issues and an uneven walking gait. Improving your balance buys you that split-second reaction time needed to catch yourself before a stumble turns into a fracture. Finally, we arrive at the fifth capability, the ultimate functional test that combines strength, flexibility, and coordination into one movement. The fifth test is the ability to sit down on the floor and stand back up without using your hands or knees. This is often called the sitting rising test, and it requires a high level of musculoskeletal fitness and core stability to perform. It demands extreme range of motion in your hips and knees, along with the explosive power to lift your entire body weight. Every support you use, whether a hand, forearm, or knee, deducts points from your score and indicates a lower survival prognosis. Developed by Brazilian physicians, this test has been proven to predict life expectancy with alarming accuracy across different age groups. To master this, you must build leg strength through lunges and improve hip mobility through deep squat stretches practiced regularly. Being able to get up from the floor means you are functionally independent and safe if you ever happen to fall. These 5 capabilities, chair stands, backward walking, toe touching, one leg balancing, and floor rising, form the blueprint of a resilient body. The good news is that the human body is incredibly forgiving. It is never too late to start reversing the decline. You do not need a gym membership or expensive equipment. You only need consistency and 5 minutes of focused effort daily. Consistency is the key. Sporadic, intense workouts are far less effective than simple, daily movements that keep your neural pathways active. Imagine a future where you can play with your grandchildren on the floor and stand up effortlessly to hug them. Start by picking just one of these tests to work on this week and slowly integrate the others over time. Do not just watch this video and forget it. Test yourself right now in the safety of your own living room. Your independence is a treasure worth fighting for, and it is maintained not by luck, but by deliberate daily action. If you found this information valuable, please share it with a loved one who might need this vital health reminder. Subscribe to our channel for more science-backed guides on longevity and health, and let us know your score below.